You get a line, I get a pole, honey. You get a line, I get a pole, babe. You get a line, I get a pole. We'll go down to the crawdad hole, honey, baby mine. Get up, old man, you slept too late, honey. Get up, old man, you slept too late, babe. What's up, everybody? My name is Jason Jones. I'm coming to you live from Orange County, California. I'm about 5 miles from the beach here, and I'm starting a blog, a video blog, and I know that's not a big deal for most of you, and for me it's probably mostly for some inspiration for myself, to motivate myself to be able to do more projects and stuff around the house. I figure if I'm helping teach other people and learning other things from other people, that I'll follow through with a lot more stuff. So it's kind of an experiment with myself, and I'm looking forward to bringing you guys along with me. So with that said, let me kind of just give you guys an understanding of who I am. I would say first off, I'm a Christian, and I'm married, and I have two awesome little boys, a 2.5-year-old and a 6-month-old, and been married going on 10 years next month. So it's been a pretty good journey so far, and we live in a townhouse here just off the coast, and yeah, like I said, I'm a Christian. I love God, and I love the relationship with God. I'm always trying to better that and strengthen that. A lot of what I'll talk about will be based off of that paradigm for me. I don't want that to discourage anybody. I'm not going to shove it down your throats. I am open to people of all political affiliations, religions, ethnicities, sexual orientations. I don't care. I believe Christ loved everyone and wanted everyone to come to Him, and wouldn't have discriminated against anybody, and neither will I. So just kind of let everybody know that's kind of where I'm coming from. I've actually been a volunteer over at my church for about getting close on going on 7 years with the junior high kids, and I've been interning recently for almost the last year and a half, and so I've always felt, not always felt, but the last several years I felt called to help bring others closer to Christ, and that's just part of what I do. It's part of what I believe in. My wife and I have been to India. She's been once and I've been twice. We've fallen in love with those people, amazing people with hearts as big as any, and a love of God. And we've been going there to help spread the word about Christ to them, and to love on them and help them through whatever situations they're facing, whether it's orphans or lepers or people who are dying in AIDS camps and are just trying to get a little bit of comfort before they die and be out of pain. And just being there with those people is amazing. It's a life-changing experience for us, has been. So anyways, this blog, I guess, what's it about? You might be interested in kind of figuring that out. I've been watching YouTube a lot, and some of my favorite things that I love to just watch are videos on self-sustainability, self-sufficiency, being able to do for yourself and to not rely on everybody else, homesteading, and I want to say it's urban homesteading because I'm in an urban environment, and I don't care who doesn't like it. It's just what it is. Whether I'm not coining the term, I don't care if somebody else did coin the term. It's an urban homestead. It's a small homestead, if you can call it a homestead, but that's what I'm calling it. So I'm just kind of learning how to do this in my townhome. You can call it townhome or homesteading to start, or whatever. I'm big into woodwork. I worked for 15 years as a carpenter with my dad. I'm a photographer. I have my degree in photography. I do all digital now, although I was trained in film first, large format, medium format, and 35mm. And so I do a lot of photography stuff. I've also been a personal trainer, so I'm into fitness. With 2 kids, it's difficult to stay as in shape as I'd like to. I've been, well, some of the videos I love are the homesteading, the gardening, specifically for growing your own food, grow your greens. I love growing your greens. It's one of my favorite YouTube channels. And my woodworking, I love Steve Ramsey. Just a couple little shout outs, you guys. I watch your stuff. I don't really post anything much, but love and look for your guys' stuff all the time. Your little projects, and those are some inspirations to me. Several blacksmithing ones. I've been dying to get into blacksmithing. I actually have a railroad tie, section of railroad track about 18 inches coming in from a friend of ours. Building a little paint can forge. It's actually sitting right behind me there. So I'm looking into getting into that. And trying to, I've been very interested in aquaponics over the last several months. Gonna actually be giving it a go here soon, hopefully. I live in a townhome, so if I haven't mentioned that yet, there's some HOA rules that I can't get around. So I'm doing what I can. We're gonna try to be doing it on our patio. I'll give you guys a little tour in a moment, just to kind of give you an idea of where I'm coming from, and hopefully with this blog will be. My goal is to start a little bit of a community. I'd love to have people who are close or even semi-close, being able to talk and exchange ideas and do videos back and forth and see what we're doing. I love the whole bushcraft series and all that stuff. Just any kind of stuff that has to do with making stuff out of wood or metal or whatever it is, sustainably, hopefully. And I love art and I love creating artistic type stuff, and there's a lot of people coming around all of a sudden. But anyways, I obviously love my motorcycle. It was a nice background for this little opener, so I love riding. If you're into riding, contact me if you're in Orange County and I can get time away from my kids. I'd love to go for a ride. I also love shooting. I have several guns, a couple of new acquisitions. My wife is kind of getting into it. She was kind of not a gun person when we met. She's become more of a gun person and less of a motorcycle person because of the dangers involved with riding. So she's kind of getting into, actually just purchased her first 2 guns. So I'm pretty excited about that. So I'll probably have some gun videos in here, some blacksmithing videos as I learn how to do blacksmithing. I have an old lathe that I picked up off Craigslist not too long ago, and it's not actually set up. It's been almost a year and I haven't even set the thing up. So I'm going to be trying to figure that out and let you guys watch that, see what I'm doing with that. And just creating little projects, whether it's birdhouses or a hand-forged knife, or growing, creating my first aquaponics setup, growing stuff in containers in the front yard, what little I can get away with here. Maybe wrenching on my bike a little bit. I'd like to do some customization on it. It's a great gas saver, so it's a nice sustainability potential there for me when I'm going to work and whatnot. My wife and I love camping a lot, the outdoors, hiking, love it all. I love the ocean and swimming. She's not as big into that, but hopefully I'm not rambling on too much. Just want to give you guys kind of an idea about who I am and why I'm starting this and the kind of things you can expect if you make your way back here. Love to have you subscribe. I'm totally new to publishing a blog. I have another Facebook or another YouTube page that's just kind of a personal page that I send stuff, put videos on for friends and family. But this one's going to be, mostly just about us, about what I'm doing here, and hopefully my wife will get into it. We've been baking from scratch, cooking from scratch. We're doing Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace University, so we're very big right now on not having any debt. We have one more big debt to pay off, so shout out to Dave Ramsey. We love you. We love your class. We're getting things taken care of there, so we're going to have some financial peace very soon. But at some point, we're going to be selling the house, paying off our last debt, and then the idea is to move out to the country somewhere where we can start a true homestead, maybe an acre, maybe 5, maybe 10, who knows. It'll depend on what we get for our house when we decide to sell it, and when we're going and what the market's like. So that's the idea, is probably Kentucky or Tennessee, maybe Texas or Montana, but I don't think I can convince her of either of those. So it'll probably be Kentucky. and could very easily transition to going to Tennessee instead. So, with that said, I'd love to give you guys a quick tour of what's going on, kind of my life. Everything's a mess. This place is a mess with 2 kids. If you have kids, then you'll know it's not easy maintaining anything. I stay at home during the days, and I work at a technology company at the mall that rhymes with Plapple. I kind of a little semi-burnt out on technology from time to time. I don't want to look at a screen for much, so I'll do my best to edit these and get them up. Yeah, I don't have a ton of time to do all that stuff, but I'm going to really try to make this a big part of my day. I'm home with the kids are actually up sleeping right now, taking their noon nap. So this is why I have the time to do this right now. I throw a couple little things out. I love country music. I love a lot of music. I love most music, at least some of most styles, at least something of most styles. But I love Ted Nugent. Thank you, Ted, for your stance on gun rights and helping us. If you ever happen to see this, I would be stoked. But I love your brain, and I love how it actually works. And a lot of people's brains don't work when it comes to stuff like gun control and all that stuff. I'm a big Second Amendment rights person, and all amendment rights for that matter. The Bill of Rights and our Constitution is something I'm very passionate about. So you may once in a while try not to make it political, but hopefully you guys will understand where I'm coming from based off of that statement, those statements. I'm kind of, just to kind of bring politics into briefly, because I brought religion in, might as well throw this out there. I've always been a Republican. My wife is a Democrat, and we are totally on the opposite sides of the political spectrum. They say opposites attract, and they do. And I thought I was coming to the center, and I've recently kind of deviated from the center and kind of gone. I feel like I'm kind of more in tune with it's a libertarian, Tea Party, somewhere in that area. I don't like either the Republican or the Democrat Party 100%. And I don't like any. I kind of look down on anybody who says my party all the way, no matter what. I know people like that, and to me, the attitude that no matter what is harmful to our society and to our freedoms and all that stuff. So our economic situation and stuff like that. Really not going to try to get too much into that here. Just so you guys have an idea of who I am and what I'm about. So I think that's about all I wanted to throw out there for right now. Let me take you on a quick tour of my garage, and probably won't do too much in the house, but I'll just show you kind of what I'm going on out here. Alright, so I'm going to start real quick. Just better shot of my motorcycle. It's a 2002 Honda Shadow. Banged up, scratched, had it since 2002. I love her. I've dropped her a few times just because of stupidity, but nothing ever serious. Only modification I've ever done was the seat, and that was a friend of mine who made me a new leather seat because the other one had torn. This is actual leather, brown leather. The previous one was black. And there's a back seat that goes on right there. It's actually sitting up over there in the storage. I don't use it because my wife doesn't ride anymore. I kind of like the looks. I like to do some bobbing and wrapping some stuff in pipes. I have a specific design I finally figured that I liked enough to start contemplating it, but that's not really in the budget right now. So I'll do what I can as I can for what I can. To kind of get a little bit of an idea of the rest of the stuff. This is the lathe. It's a Craftsman. I honestly don't know if this is a metal lathe or if it's a wood lathe, but I picked it up off of YouTube or Craigslist for about I think it was 125 or 150 bucks. It's not bolted down. It's on this little bench type thing, and I actually mounted the motors on the back side here, and I tested the motor. Motor works just fine. Has a couple of different speeds here, and then the motor here. See if I can get that in focus there. That's the other speeds here. I think it was originally designed to be mounted there, underneath it. When I mounted it, the belt that it came with was not long enough, so I think I just need a longer belt. And like I said, I don't know if it's a metal or wood lathe. I was told though that a metal lathe would be just fine for woodworking. That's the one side. I don't even know proper names for any of this stuff, but I'm learning, and looking forward to getting that guy set up so that I can actually use it. It's been something I did in wood shop when I was in high school, and I always wanted one. It's a big one. It's about 4-foot bed. So I'm looking forward to seeing what I can actually do on that. It actually came with a whole bunch of tools, which I thought was a great part of the deal. Let's see if I can set this where you can see the stuff that came with. I mean, all kinds of different tools for it that are a little on the rusted side, but just need some good sharpening and a little bit of care, and they'll be fine. Gonna be getting a grinder here soon. I have some needs for tools and stuff that I don't have, but I have a lot of things that I don't need. So that's a bigger tool rest right there compared to the other one. I guess it's a big long one, and it's got all kinds of stuff. It came with all these other little sorted things, which as I learn, hopefully I will figure out how to use them all. Calipers to figure out your width, so you can do stuff, different sizes, and some rasps and some files. There's all kinds of stuff, all different shapes of tools here. I don't even know how to use a lot of these, but there's I think some gouges and stuff that just needs to be cleaned off. So there we go. So that'll be something I'll be working on. And so my workbench is a little bit of a mess right now. So basically right now I usually have a chop saw right here. I've got a rigid chop saw. It's down at our church. I'm doing some stuff down there. I usually have a chop saw right here. Picked up a little drill press not long back for about $60, which is a pretty decent little deal. It's got the piece here that swings around the front. I needed the whole height of that, so I had it off there. But here's my paint can forge that I have started. I started with a friend of mine named Jeremy, and we basically have got this created, set up. So if you haven't seen what a paint can forge is, please look it up on YouTube. I'll eventually be able to show you what mine does, but I've actually not even ever done anything with this yet. We never even fired it up, but hopefully it will work. Basically the concept is you have this material underneath this mortar. It's called a little, I can't remember, I can't remember the name of this stuff. It's, let's see, it's called, it doesn't have the name of it on it. Oh, it's some kind of an insulation, like a fabric insulation, but it's meant to be able to be heated up really hot. And then this stuff is called a refractory mortar, and you put the line the material around the inside, and then you coat it with this refractory mortar. So you cut a hole in the side, which we've done here, and you do it. So that's all good. What we're gonna do is put a hose that I've got over here. It's benzomatic. It has not been used yet. Which is kind of funny that it looks like it has got some kind of a corrosion already, which I have not even used it yet. But that part goes in there, and you see it pop. There's a hole in there, and it pops out and heats it, and it goes in a circle, and it heats it up really hot, so you can put a piece of metal in there. And this is actually going to be connected to just a propane tank, so that we can use as much as we need. Instead of using a small propane tank, we've got the adapter that'll let this hook up to that. So that's the paint can forge, and we're looking. I mean, I'm getting. Haven't done anything with it mostly because we had no reason to heat it up yet. Didn't have an anvil, so I got that railroad track coming in, and that's kind of where that's at. Got scroll saw. I had a table saw. Stupid repair companies actually tossed it because they never called me and thought that I didn't want it. So I actually have another interest is kind of becoming as sewing. My aunt gave me this Husqvarna sewing machine. I'm not going to pull it out, but I'd like to try and see about doing some personal sewing, just to maybe see if I make some clothes the way I like them, fitted and whatnot. Got my nice big tool chest there. Got various tools and stuff kind of spread out. I got this oak container. I got a lot of my other little power tools. Actually, most of my tools are at our church right now, just because I've been doing some work down there. Got a Dremel little toolkit for that, some old saws from my dad. Basically, it's not a heck of a workshop, but I'm getting there and trying to work my way up. I've got clamps and junk like that. Picked up some wood, some nice wood that our church was using to redo all the sanctuary, and so I found they were able to give me some scraps. So I got a bunch of wood here. I'd like to maybe build a little birdhouse or something with those. There's a little bucket of wood that I got from a guy in Kentucky, a gentleman named Peacock. I forget his first name is Alan Peacock, and he shapes wood by sanding it, and he actually gave me this started piece and just sands it till it's just smooth as rock, smooth as glass. This one isn't done. He just kind of started this one. And I did one actually. I've done a couple of them. I actually made my wife a heart necklace out of some walnut that he gave me, and that was just really cool. I even made her a little ring at one point. So that something smoothing just the wood over and over, and it was just a really cool kind of form of art out of the wood. Nothing specifically as a utilitarian. I didn't do anything other sort of purpose as something to hold on to, like a little lucky wood or something, piece of wood or something like that. I don't believe in lucky wood, but whatever. Anyways, just kind of give you an idea where I live. This is outside of my garage. This is the street I live on. This is, should have said that. I'll edit that out. And so this is my unit there, and if you look up out over that, that's that top roof there. That's our house. So if we're walking into the garage, you go right through the garage door, and then we've got our patio, which right now has a playground that my kid does not use, and it's got my barbecue and grill and my smoker. I got this for $25 on Craigslist. Love Craigslist. Smoking it. Haven't been doing it a lot. Did just the last week or 2 weeks ago, and I love smoking ribs and pork and all that stuff. So we're trying to fix this up. I built this cover probably about 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago. We've been here about 4 years to try to block off all the rain. We're actually going to remove the silver. I'm going to remove the silver corrugated steel, and I'm going to put the corrugated see-through plastic polycarbonate up so that I can actually get some light in here, because I'm going to move this smoker out next to the somewhere out here next to the lathe. I'm still reconfiguring the workshop space and want to reconfigure that so that I can actually put an aquaponics system, I think probably right here or maybe on this wall, so that we get the most sun. So it'll depend on where we get the most sun, but we're going to put it right either there or here. And that's the goal, is so that we can do some hydroponics, growing some fish for eating, as well as the vegetables and stuff. And I'm going to kind of briefly focus on myself for a moment, so that you don't see my disgusting, very dirty house at the moment. I'm going to turn the boiling water off because I was getting some water ready for some noodles. I'm going to take you outside briefly to the front. And here's our front yard. And of course there's some gardeners out here right now, so it's going to be nice and loud. I just pulled the bushes out of here, and So I'm going to be putting some gravel in here so we can have a little sitting area, and you can see I've got some containers up there. I'm starting to do some tomatoes. So this is the front of the house, the townhouse. That's our place, and you can see we've got a nice big courtyard. But there's not a lot of this space is usable for me other than the kids running around. So trying to figure out what I can do out here. I'd like to build a little fence right up here with a little gate and a fence going there, and then back to that little point right there, so that I can kind of do some of my own stuff inside and have people kind of stay out of it. We have a program where you can actually maintain your own land, but they only patios, but they only let you do it, opt into it 4 times a year, and we just missed it last time. So growing some heirloom tomatoes. I just planted these about 4 or 5 days ago. Some red beefsteak tomatoes. I put in some jalapenos. One of them already got eaten, and I actually had them down on the ground down there because they get better sun. So we've got this eave, and because of the way the sun comes up over this, you can see these aren't even in shade yet, or aren't even in the sun yet, and it's already 1:30. They need better sun, so I've been moving them down and back up to get them in more sun. They need about 6 to 8 hours of good sunlight. Got a plumeria that my mom bought us at the fair probably about 3 years ago. It's dropped all its leaves for the year, and it should be getting ready to come back soon. Need to transplant it to a bigger plant. It's not doing real well. We haven't done a great job of maintaining it, but that's going to change. And then I've got some Mr. Stripey heirloom tomatoes and some Cherokee purple tomatoes, and a little aloe, trying to bring that back. I'm just starting to kind of get up and going again for having a little bit of a garden out here. I've got some really cool ideas. One thing I want to do is, if you've heard of vertical gardening, it's just growing using space. I want to do some container gardening on the tree, so that'll be a project I think I'm going to try to do here in the not too distant future, where I'll create some method of hanging stuff on here, not nailing into the tree, but something that will let us wrap around or something. Maybe put a post. I don't know. We'll figure that out. But I'd like to probably go up to about there, just to get some vertical plants growing up on that tree instead of just all that just kind of staying there. And then my little guy's up there sleeping, and that's our spare bedroom right now. So, anyways, that is, I think, the briefest look at my house. I hear my little guy screaming now. He must have just woke up and he's not too happy about it. So let's go see in here. Hey, buddy. There's my little guy. There he is. Oh, so this is my little guy JJ, and I'm gonna take him downstairs. He's ready to eat some food. But thank you guys for joining me on this first video. It may have had to have been broken up into a couple parts. We'll see. But I really hope everybody who sees this enjoys it. I definitely want to keep going on this. Bear with me. I'm just kind of started this and decided I gotta finally do it instead of waiting for everything to be perfect and having everything ready. Figured I'd get started here so that you know that, so that I can have something to stick to. Now, with you guys, hopefully we'll get some followers and some subscribers, and you guys plant or respond to this video. Show me your workshop. I don't see a lot of stuff in super small spaces. This is kind of a super small space to me. The square footage inside is a lot, but for a workshop, we park our car here, and so this is not a lot of space to do a lot of stuff in. So would really love to see anybody else's ideas on how to do all this kind of stuff in a small space, and what you're doing, and the things you're learning, and just would love to start that kind of community here. So I don't even know what this blog is going to be called yet, so I'll have to sit back down and think about that later. But JJ, you want to say anything? Say bye-bye. Anyway, you guys, will catch you on the next video. Hopefully it'll be something really interesting. I don't even know what the next one will be, but definitely watch for it. It's coming soon. All right, bye.
I saw a man with a pack on his back, honey, packing on the car that he could back, babe. I heard the ducks say to the drake, there ain't no crawdads in this lake, honey.